Welcome to Historic Adventures, your passport to the past. Today, we're setting our sights on the magnificent Kenilworth Castle. Join us as we journey through time, exploring the rich history, captivating stories, and breathtaking architecture of this incredible fortress. Get ready for a thrilling adventure through the annals of history. Subscribe now and let's embark on this epic journey together. Kenilworth Castle awaits. Kenilworth Castle stands as a captivating testament to England's rich historical tapestry. It once occupied a central position within an extensive hunting domain encircled by an imposing artificial lake. Throughout its storied existence, Kenilworth Castle was coveted by a lineage of illustrious individuals, including the likes of John of Gaunt, Henry V and Robert Dudley, Earl of Leicester, each of whom contributed to its grandeur and allure. The castle's formidable defences met their demise in the year 1650, and the remnants of this architectural masterpiece gained widespread recognition, partly owing to the literary prowess of Sir Walter Scott, whose 1820 one novel Kenilworth immortalised the castle's romantic charm. In the early 12th century, during the reign of King Henry I, a significant land grant was issued. This grant originated from the Royal Manor of Stoneleigh and was conferred upon Geoffrey de Clinton, who held the esteemed positions of Chamberlain and Treasurer in the royal court. This action, which transpired around 1120, appears to have been motivated by a desire to counterbalance the influence wielded by the neighbouring Earl of Warwick. Geoffrey de Clinton, in the wake of this grant, chose to retain the southern portion of the land for the construction of a castle, the establishment of a park, and the formation of a mere. Notably, the construction of the sandstone keep within the castle complex dates back to the 1120s. Simultaneously, de Clinton allocated the northern section of the land for the founding of an Augustinian priory, an institution he established around 1124. This priory not only played a pivotal role in the ecclesiastical life of the region, but also enjoyed certain privileges, including the right to fish in the nearby mere and pasture their livestock within the confines of the park. Remarkably, within just one generation, this strategically significant castle fell under royal control. King Henry II, reigning from 1154 to 1189, took measures to garrison the castle during the tumultuous period of 1173 to 1173 to 1174, as he contended with the rebellion of his own sons. Ultimately, in the 1180s, the castle came fully under royal ownership, further solidifying its importance in the annals of history. In the early 13th century, during the reign of King John from 1199 to 1216, a substantial investment of approximately £100 was dedicated to fortifying the stronghold of Kenilworth. This initiative involved the construction of robust curtain walls and imposing towers. Furthermore, notable enhancements were made to the site, including the implementation of critical infrastructure such as a dam and potential improvements to the residential quarters. By 1253, the reins of power had shifted to King John's successor, Henry III, who ruled from 1216 to 1272. During his reign, Kenilworth Castle was bestowed upon his sister, Eleanor, and her influential spouse, Simon de Montfort, the 6th Earl of Leicester. It is plausible that the defensive structure known as the Braes, which encompassed the outer perimeter of the castle, may have been established during this period. The legacy of Simon de Montfort, a notable reformist figure, took a dramatic turn when he met his end at the Battle of Evesham in 1265. However, his son, Simon the Younger, emerged as a prominent figure and assumed control of Kenilworth Castle. In a remarkable display of resilience, the younger Simon withstood an extraordinary 6-month siege, a feat that would be etched into the annals of English medieval history as one of the most protracted. This historic stronghold ultimately capitulated to the forces of the Crown, led by the reigning monarch, on the 13th of December in the year 1266. Following the surrender of Kenilworth Castle, a pivotal moment in history, King Henry III made a significant decision. He bestowed upon his second son, Prince Edmund 1245 to 1296, who had distinguished himself as a commander during the siege, not only the castle but also the associated lands and title. This act marked the genesis of Prince Edmund's rise to power and prestige, as he subsequently assumed the esteemed position of the first Earl of Lancaster. Under his astute leadership, a vast expanse of lands began to converge, forming the foundation of what would eventually become the illustrious Duchy of Lancaster. For the ensuing century, Kenilworth Castle remained under the stewardship of this branch of the royal family. In the year 1303, Thomas, the son of Edmund and the second Earl of Lancaster, acquired significant rights that granted him the authority to enclose an extensive hunting park to the south and west of the picturesque mere. Notably, during the period spanning 1314 to 1322, he also commissioned the construction of a chapel, which would come to be known as a testament to both his spiritual devotion and his family's enduring legacy. In the annals of Kenilworth's storied history, a pivotal chapter unfolded when ownership of this illustrious estate passed into the hands of John of Gaunt, the fourth son of King Edward III, who reigned from 1327 to 1377. This transition of ownership materialised in the wake of John of Gaunt's union in 1359 with the Lancastrian heiress, Blanche, whose lineage intertwined with the destiny of Kenilworth. It was in the year 1371, shortly after his second marriage to the daughter of the King of Castile and Leon, and his ascension to the titles held by his father-in-law, that John of Gaunt embarked on an ambitious endeavour. This grand vision entailed the monumental reconstruction of Kenilworth, elevated to a truly regal scale. The comprehensive renovation spanned 2 decades, testament to the unwavering commitment of John of Gaunt. During this extensive period of transformation, Kenilworth witnessed the emergence of a magnificent great hall, complemented by meticulously redesigned apartments, state-of-the-art art service facilities, and a well-pointed kitchen. The garden, once open and exposed, was enveloped by protective walls, and comprehensive enhancements were undertaken on the bridges and the sprawling park. This ambitious architectural project was marked by the contributions of skilled artisans, many of whom had previously lent their expertise to the refurbishment of Windsor Castle, a project initiated by Edward III. Their names have been preserved in the annals of history, testifying to the pivotal roles in shaping Kenilworth's illustrious transformation. In the year 1399, following the ascension of Gaunt's son to the throne as Henry IV Kenilworth found itself integrated into the Crown estate, a position it would maintain for a span of 150 years. During the illustrious 15th century, this formidable castle became a favoured retreat for the Lancastrian monarchs, allured by the bounteous opportunities it presented for hunting expeditions. Of notable significance, King Henry V, who ruled from 1413 to 1422, embarked upon the creation of a moated pavilion situated at the western terminus of the mere, now famously known as the Pleasant. Primarily, the undertakings during this period were centred on essential repair work, as maintenance and restoration were key priority. The Tudor dynasty upheld the tradition of utilising Kenilworth Castle as a royal residence. King Henry VII's Jose reign spanned from 1485 to 1509, made a notable addition in the form of a tennis court. Later, during the reign of whose reign spanned from 1485 to 1509, made a notable addition in the form of a tennis court. Later, during the reign of King Henry VIII from 1509 to 1547, a banqueting house located at the Pleasance was disassembled and reconstructed within the castle ground. Additionally, a timber edifice was erected, effectively enclosing the inner ward to the east. One discerning surveyor of the time was of the opinion that should this structure be reconstructed in the sturdy material of sandstone, Kenilworth would become the finest proportioned historical edifice of its kind within the realm of England. The year 1553 marked a pivotal moment in the history of Kenilworth Castle when it came into the possession of John Dudley, the Duke of Northumberland, during his de facto regency in the latter years of King Edward VI's reign. Notably, it was under Dudley's auspices that the existing stables were erected, a project undertaken before his eventual execution later in the same year. In 1563, during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, 1558-1603, Kenilworth Castle was bestowed upon her childhood confidant and favoured individual, Robert Dudley, in the future Earl of Leicester. Queen Elizabeth embarked on a series of royal progresses throughout her kingdom, and Kenilworth Castle had the privilege of hosting her on 4 separate occasions. Notably, her sojourn in the summer of 1575 marked the most extended stay she undertook at any courtier's residence during her reign. Robert Dudley's meticulous enhancements to the castle and its surroundings were unquestionably intended to captivate and impress Her Majesty. Dudley's transformative efforts extended to the landscape where he embarked upon ambitious project. North of the land acquired from the former priory, he orchestrated the creation of the Chase, an expansive hunting park encompassing approximately 320 hectares, 820 hectares, 800 acres, boasting breathtaking vistas. The Grand Leicester's Gatehouse, constructed in 1571, provided access to this park from the castle, while an imposing bridge, spanning a formidable 183 metres, 600 feet, facilitated the passage of hunting parties over the surrounding mere. Within the confines of the castle's inner court, Leicester erected the 4-storey tower block now famously referred to as Leicester's Building. This architectural marvel was specifically designed to accommodate the Queen during her stay in 1572 and was further refined for her subsequent visit in 1575. In addition to these structural advancements, Leicester adorned the park with enchanting bowers, arbours, seating areas and scenic walkways. A private garden was also meticulously laid out, serving as a tranquil retreat for Queen Elizabeth during her visit in 1575. A detailed account of the castle's features and the Queen's private garden was provided by Robert Langham, an official in Leicester's household. Langham's observations, recorded during the Queen's absence on a hunting expedition, offer invaluable insights into the historical landscape of Kenilworth Castle, a record corroborated by archaeological findings. Nearly 2 decades after the demise of Robert Dudley, the first Earl of Leicester, in the year 1588, an intriguing chapter unfolded in the history of Kenilworth Castle. The castle was seized by the Crown as an act of authority when Robert Dudley's son, Sir Robert Dudley, adamantly defied the directive issued by King James I, who reigned from 1603 to 1625, commanding his return from the European continent. A mere 4 years later, a pivotal moment occurred when Henry, the Prince of Wales and heir to the English throne, acquired the castle and its extensive estates. This acquisition underscored the castle's profound significance within the early start monarchy. Subsequently, Charles I, who would become the future King Charles I, inherited Kenilworth Castle in 1612 after his brother's demise. He occasionally utilised it before entrusting its care to his loyal retainer, Robert Carey, the Earl of Monmouth, in 1626. The history of Kenilworth Castle took another turn during the opening month of the English Civil War in August 1642, when it fell into the hands of the Parliamentarian army, though it remained relatively unscathed by significant conflict. Then, in 1649, driven by the desire to reduce the financial burden of maintaining a garrison, the new regime issued an order to render the castle untenable. As a result, the northern wall of the keep was deliberately demolished and breaches were created in the outer curtain wall surrounding the castle. After the conclusion of the Civil War, Colonel Joseph Hawkesworth orchestrated the acquisition of Kenilworth Castle and its extensive estate, including the interests of another individual named Carey, on behalf of a consortium of parliamentary soldiers. Hawkesworth assumed control of the castle while the estate was partitioned among his compatriots. In the ensuing years, significant alterations unfolded within this historic locale. The mere, a prominent water feature, was systematically drained. The sylvan landscape witnessed extensive deforestation, and the castle's interiors were systematically dismantled and sold. Remarkably, only Leicester's gatehouse endured as a functional structure, albeit repurposed into a residence, which is believed to have served as Hawkesworth's abode during this period. An intriguing account from Mr. Fortescue, chronicled during the 1660s, paints a picture of the castle during that era as a site of near total demolition, save for a collection of ruins that bore testament to its once stately and magnificent construction. Kenilworth underwent a transformation into Castle Farm, with tenant farmers taking up residence in what had once been Hawkesworth's dwelling. In 1665, a pivotal moment in Kenilworth's history unfolded when Charles II granted the estate to Lawrence Hyde, the second Earl of Clarendon. For generations thereafter, the Clarendon family retained stewardship of Kenilworth Castle until the dawn of the 20th century. Throughout its storied history, Kenilworth has consistently beckoned to the curiosity of travellers and enthusiasts alike. Its allure predates even the tumultuous era of the Civil War, drawing the inquisitive to its ancient grounds. By the 1770s, the burgeoning influx of visitors warranted the creation of a guidebook. Notably, the illustrious Prince Regent himself graced Kenilworth with his presence in 1819. Castle, though marked by the wear of time, remained steadfast in its ability to captivate the imaginations of Romantic-era visitors. Its ruins, their stonework gradually depleted, served both practical purposes for road building and an aesthetic appeal that resonated deeply with the romantic sensibilities of its onlookers. Kenilworth Castle would rise to international acclaim with the publication of Sir Walter Scott's magnum opus Kenilworth in 1821. This tragic novel skillfully wove a narrative tapestry centered around the complex relationships of Queen Elizabeth, Robert Dudley, and his ill-fated wife, Amy. In a remarkable turn of events in 1937, the castle changed hands when the esteemed car manufacturer, Sir John Sidley, acquired it from George Villiers, the 6th Earl of Clarendon. Sidley's noble act included placing the castle under the auspices of the Ministry of Works, accompanied by a substantial financial contribution earmarked for much-needed repair. It was during this period that Kenilworth Castle was formally opened as a full-time visitor attraction. Further preservation efforts continued into the 20th century, enhancing public access and the visitor experience. Notable milestones in this regard included the establishment of the Braes and Causeway as the primary visitor entrance around 1960, the meticulous restoration and opening of the gatehouse in 2006, the resurrection of the Elizabethan Garden in 2009, and the installation of panoramic viewing platforms within Leicester's building in 2014. Kenilworth Castle, a place steeped in history, but its allure extends beyond the realm of the living. For centuries, this ancient stronghold has been shrouded in tales of the supernatural, where the past and the paranormal intertwine, creating an atmosphere of intrigue and mystique. In the dead of night, some claim to hear the faint echoes of ghostly whispers carried on the chilling winds that sweep through the castle's ruins. These whispers are said to belong to the spectral inhabitants of Kenilworth, trapped in a timeless limbo between the past and the present. Among these restless spirits is the Lady in White, a tragic figure who roams the castle's halls, forever searching for her lost love. Some say they have glimpsed her ethereal form, a pale, ghostly presence gliding gracefully through the ruins. Venturing deeper into the castle's depths, you may encounter the ghostly apparitions of long-dead knights, their armour clinking as they march on, guarding the secrets of Kenilworth for all eternity. The gardens, once a place of joy and beauty, are now rumoured to be haunted by the laughter of children from another era. The ghostly echoes of their merriment can still be heard, as if they are playing just beyond the veil of reality. But perhaps the most chilling of all is the legend of the cursed jester, Muckle John, who met a gruesome end within these very walls. Some say he still haunts Kenilworth, his laughter turned to maniacal cries in the dead of night. So, as you explore the rich history and architectural wonders of Kenilworth Castle, remember that it has more to offer than meets the eye. It holds the secrets of the supernatural, where the past lingers and the spirits of bygone eras continue to dwell, forever entwined with its storied past. Kenilworth Castle, where history and the supernatural converge, inviting you to unlock its many enigmas and embrace the unknown. First things first, let's pinpoint our destination on the map. Kenilworth Castle is located in the charming town of Kenilworth, just a stone's throw away from the city of Coventry. If you're coming from London, it's approximately a 2-hour drive, making it a perfect day trip or weekend getaway. For those who prefer the convenience of public transportation, you can catch a train to Coventry from major cities like London, Birmingham or Manchester. Once you arrive at Coventry's train station, there are several options to reach Kenilworth Castle. Option 1. Take a taxi. Taxis are readily available at the train station, and it's a short 15-minute ride to the castle. It's a hassle-free option if you're travelling with a group or carrying a lot of luggage. Option 2. Hop on a bus. Kenilworth is well connected by local bus services. Look for buses that mention Kenilworth Castle as a stop, and you'll be dropped off just a short walk away from this medieval masterpiece. Option 3. Take a leisurely walk. If you're up for a scenic stroll, it's a pleasant 45-minute walk from the Coventry train station to Kenilworth Castle. Along the way, you can admire the English countryside and soak in the atmosphere. Now that you've arrived, let's explore Kenilworth Castle itself. This historic fortress boasts centuries of history, from its Norman beginnings to its Tudor heyday. You'll be enchanted by the well-preserved ruins, the Elizabethan garden, and the magnificent Great Hall. Don't forget to check the official website or visitor centre for any special events, guided tours or exhibitions happening during your visit. Kenilworth Castle often hosts immersive experiences that bring its rich history to life. As the sun sets over the castle, you'll find yourself transported back in time, imagining the knights, monarchs, and courtly drama that unfolded within these ancient walls. Kenilworth Castle truly is a place where history comes alive. And there you have it, fellow adventurers, your guide to reaching the captivating Kenilworth Castle. Whether you're a history buff, a nature lover, or just seeking a memorable day out, this castle has something for everyone. As you bid farewell to the magnificent Kenilworth Castle, you may find yourself filled with a sense of wonder and history that will stay with you for a lifetime. This iconic medieval fortress, nestled in the heart of Warwickshire, England, has witnessed centuries of drama, intrigue, and royal pageantry. As you stroll away from the castle's imposing stone walls, take a moment to soak in the rich tapestry of stories that echo through its ancient halls. Imagine the grand banquets, the royal romances, and the pivotal moments in English history that have unfolded within these very grounds. But your journey doesn't end here. Just a short walk away, you'll find a charming array of local shops and farms, each offering a taste of the region's unique character and hospitality. Whether you're in the mood for quaint souvenirs, delicious artisanal foods, or handmade crafts, you're sure to find something to delight your senses. Perhaps you'll stumble upon a cosy tea room, where you can savour a traditional English afternoon tea, complete with freshly baked scones and clotted cream. Or maybe you'll explore a nearby farm, where you can pick your own seasonal fruits and vegetables, connecting with the land in a way that's both timeless and rewarding. So, as you leave behind the grandeur of Kenilworth Castle, don't forget to explore the hidden gems of the local area. Embrace the serendipity of discovery and let the spirit of this historic place guide you to new adventures, tastes and memories. We hope you've been enjoying our walk around at Kenilworth Castle. Now let's elevate our perspective and take to the skies with our drone footage. Sit back, relax and enjoy the breathtaking views of Kenilworth Castle from above. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to consider liking and subscribing to be part of more historic adventures. See you soon! Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through Kenilworth Castle. We hope you've savoured every moment of this historic adventure. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more fascinating exploration. Stay tuned for more historic adventures coming your way. See you soon!